Okay, here's a 10-gallon tank compressor from Harbor Freight. The compressor was only getting up to 50 pounds of pressure, so I decided to take the head off, and I saw other videos on YouTube which said this could be due to a head gasket leak problem. And as I took the head off, it does look like there were tears in the head gasket. This unit is about 10 years old. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take off the shroud that's normally here, and there are some screws, one here and one here, and the same on the other side, and you just pull the whole shroud off. That shows you the electric motor, the fan. This spins, and the shaft through here will make the piston go up and down. Okay, the next thing you're going to do after taking the shroud off, which would be here, is to unhook this here, this line, the output that goes into the tank. Take off the 4 bolts that hold the head on, and you will see the head. Normally there will be gasket material here. I've already cleaned it all off using adhesive remover, gasket adhesive remover, and a nylon scraper. That took a while. The gasket adhesive remover also eats paint, and you can see around the edge that they paint the aluminum head for some reason, and the paint comes off. You'll see 2 chambers in the head. This is the intake chamber, and this is the out chamber that goes into the tank. There's a reed valve under here that closes and opens based on what the piston's doing. So this is what the head looks like. I made my own gasket already to replace the one that was ruined. So what I do is I take the gasket material, I put it on the head, and then with the peen, the round end of a ball peen hammer, you kind of tap around, tap around, tap around. You make an indentation in the gasket, and then you can take your X-Acto knife or what have you and cut out the necessary parts. I also have hole punches, which are great to use to make nice clean holes in gaskets. Then there's a reed valve assembly. This goes on top of the reed valve actually. This is going to be covered in gasket material. Once again, use gasket remover and a scraper. Nylon ones are good. Clean it up. There's another gasket I made. This gasket, the original one, came off fairly cleanly, so I was able to use it as a template to cut this one out. Use a ballpoint pen to copy the old one, and then use X-Acto knives to cut it out. And then finally your reed valve right here, which goes up and down with the piston. Be careful for these 2 little locating pins. They are not welded in or anything. You can pull them right out. And if you're cleaning, you know what happens to little things when you're cleaning. They bounce all over the floor, and it takes hours to find them, as I found out. And you can see if you spin the fan, the piston goes up and down. Alright, that's about it. That's the whole thing. There's not much to it. I'm going to hook this all back together and see if my compression comes back. Thanks for watching. Alright, as you can see, it was the head gaskets. I get 100 pounds of pressure, then I turned it off for now. So it's working fine. That's all it was. I thought it might have been a scored bore where the piston and the cylinder meet, but those were nice and smooth and really clean. So it was gaskets that were bad, and I hope you learned something from the video. Okay, one other thing to mention is that the filter that comes with the Harbor Freight compressor is kind of a joke. It's almost like a piece of cotton t-shirt cut and put in there. I happen to have some air cleaner material for motocross racing or what have you. I cut some of that out, and it fits right in there just fine, and I'm using that instead.